The city of Damascus, 6 biblical moments. Abraham's steward Eliezer. Damascus is first mentioned in the Bible in the context of Abraham's chief servant, Eliezer, who was from Damascus. Abraham feared that he would have no heir and thought of making Eliezer of Damascus his heir, Genesis 15:2-3. This highlights the city's ancient connections to biblical patriarchs. Anointing of Hazael. The prophet Elijah was instructed by God to anoint Hazael as king over Syria, 1 Kings 19:15. Later, Elisha the prophet wept when he met Hazael because he foresaw the harm that Hazael would do to the Israelites. Hazael would eventually become king of Aram, Syria, with Damascus as his capital, playing a significant role in the region's history, 2 Kings 8:7-15. Conversion of Saul, Paul, on the road to Damascus. Perhaps the most famous New Testament event associated with Damascus is the conversion of Saul, a zealous persecutor of Christians, who became Paul the Apostle after an encounter with the risen Jesus on the road to Damascus, Acts 9:1-19. This event is a cornerstone of Christian faith, illustrating the transformative power of divine intervention. Paul's escape from Damascus. After his conversion, Paul began to preach in Damascus, but his former allies turned against him. The Jewish leaders plotted to kill him, and he had to escape the city by being lowered in a basket through an opening in the city wall, Acts 9:23-25. This episode highlights the immediate and severe challenges Paul faced as a Christian missionary. Naaman the Syrian. Although not directly involving the city, the story of Naaman, the commander of the army of the king of Aram, who was cured of leprosy by Elisha the prophet, is closely tied to the region of Damascus. Naaman, after being healed, acknowledges the God of Israel as the only true God but asks for forgiveness when he needs to bow in the temple of Rimmon in Damascus, 2 Kings 5. This narrative underscores themes of faith, healing, and conversion. Prophecies against Damascus. The prophets Isaiah and Jeremiah both prophesied against Damascus, foretelling its destruction. Isaiah describes Damascus as being taken away from being a city and becoming a ruinous heap, Isaiah 17:1. Jeremiah speaks of Damascus's weakness and impending calamity, Jeremiah 49:23-27. These prophecies reflect the turbulent history of the region and the city's significance as a center of power and conflict,